Hey everybody, it's Thoughts by Jay Brown here, and I am just hanging out with Reds. We're gonna go over the question and answers about Any Ordinary's latest video. She briefly talked about him, but I pulled some questions that I think are relevant to the conversation, and Reds has not heard them yet. We did discuss setting up this stream, but as a respect for myself and as a respect for him, I chose not to actually tell him any of the questions in advance so that way we can get an honest reaction from him. And hopefully, y'all enjoy it. Now, she did leave her video off as if she's going to create a part two about the Reds issue with Fiona's sexual assault. We'll discuss that when that comes up, if at all, or Reds can take that to another channel if he wants to. That's fine too. So Reds, what have you been up to today besides avoiding the internet as much as possible? I saw that. You're I'm jealous of you. I hope one day I can go to space and you can't, just so I can lord that over you. So my first question comes in at the 3 minute 9 second mark, and this is based on me trying to gauge the timestamps from the premiere. Um, so give or take, but she's talking about a stream that you did with Steve after your, I don't know what time frame, but you basically were talking about blocking Any Ordinary. What stream was that? And apparently, from what I hear, it might possibly be unlisted. I don't know. Oh, no audio is from Red. Hold on. See, I told you, try to be professional. Let's unmute that. Can we get a mic check? That sounds better. So I'm sure it does because I know your audio is going out. So okay, they're saying they still can't hear you. So let me try. What the fuck? I had a Windows update today. That might be part of the problem. Well, gotta love this shit. Speakers going out. Let me set up podcast audio and stuff. Well, that should be going out. All right. Well, why the fuck not? Well, let's set you through desktop audio then. That'll work. There we go. How about now? Can we hear this?
Are we hearing me? Am I audible? I hope. That'd be great.
You guys hearing him yet? Come on
Just
now.
waiting for confirmation, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
All right. Sounds fair to me.
So, do y'all hear Reds yet? Let's see.
Yes.
Yes, I like that. That's good.
Sweet. All right. Want to take it from the top?
So, besides missing out or trying to avoid the internet and all that fun stuff, how was how's your day on the internet? Or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I believe the question is, what am I doing while avoiding the internet?
Yeah.
And the answer to that question is apparently doing something that even a fucking retard could do, which is filming rocket launches, getting retweeted by Chris Hadfield, former commander of the International Space Station. getting retweeted and liked by Tori Bruno, CEO of United Launch Alliance, who controls the Atlas and Delta rockets and soon to be the Vulcan rocket. Also pissing off Elon Musk for being the first ever person outside of SpaceX to capture fairing RCS. I don't see Demi getting recognition like that. Weird. I guess it's not so easy after all. But other than that, it's been cool.
That's always good. So, as I said before, I didn't lead you with the, or I didn't give you these questions in advance. I'm going to be asking them as we go, and
Okay.
I provide timestamps where I can remember to grab them. And again, it's all relative to the timeline in the premiere. So, again, about the 3 minute 9 second mark, what stream with Steve was it that you were talking about blocking Demi, and is it unlisted if you know?
That I don't know. If I remember correctly, I think that was a Steve McRae stream.
Okay.
I jumped into that stream. As far as where it is right now, whether it's unlisted, privated, or just deleted, I have no idea.
Yep. I can ask Steve when I talk to him next about that. So
Yeah, that would be something I would question Steve on. I do know that the stream existed. Where it is right now, I do not have any idea.
yep. So she did make some character assassination and ad homs about you guys, but I thought I would ask one of the questions that will definitely be on the minds of everybody in her camp. Do you suck McCrae's dick at all?
Only the tip, only on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and only if I'm getting paid, which is usually $20. But if it's happy hour, it's $30.
Is there a requirement for eye contact the whole time?
Yes, unbroken eye contact. We're talking like full blown Pornhub style, unbroken eye contact compilation.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
back to the real questions at hand. Um,
Thank you.
what scummy behavior did you apparently do that caused her to lash out at you in this?
That I don't know. She came at me sideways because I did a bit of an interview with Unirock where Unirock made himself look like an incompetent asshole. And apparently she didn't like that all too much. And other than that, she did try to ask me a question regarding Fiona Robertson, but she was acting too much of a bitch to me at that particular moment in time. So I'm like, I'm not going to play your fucking game. So you can get bent for all I care. So I blocked her on Skype, and that's how she initially got in contact with me. In fact, that's the only way we've communicated before her Twitter was shut down was through Skype. Just for clarification.
Okay. I'm vaguely familiar with her issues with Twitter, so I'm not gonna go into too much about that. But it's just one of those things. I'm a free speech advocate, but I do understand that Twitter is not the government, so therefore they don't have to follow those types of rules with people on their platform. So, all
Mm-hmm.
right. This one's kind of off the wall. It was one that I caught in the chat that just kind of struck me sideways myself. But in the chat about the 16-minute mark, whoever is dye, like color dye, said that you were homophobic, and I'm assuming you are not.
The fuck?
Yeah, ad homs, you gotta love them.
I'm homophobic. No. No. I mean, before Kyle turned out to be a total shithead and ruined the non sequitur show, we were bros, and he did not pull any punches about him being gay.
Yeah,
I We were bros. Again, I don't care who you do it with. I don't care about anything about that. If you want to be a freak and sell it on the weekend, I don't fucking care. If it
what you
doesn't
do it
affect my life in any way, why should I give a shit?
exactly. That's my mentality towards it as well. But it's just one of those things. It's like if they're gonna ad hom attack you in the chat, I felt that you should at least have the opportunity to defend yourself. So
No, I'm not. Again, I'm not homophobic. I'm not. Uh, yeah, hobophobic. If you're poor, it's okay too. Homophobic. I am not transphobic. I don't care who you are, what you do, who you do it with. It doesn't
yeah,
matter to me. It really doesn't. If it doesn't affect my life in any way, shape, or form, why should I give a shit? It's my mentality on it. So no, I don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah. And then Uni decided to say that you're scared of Demi. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Don't know why I would be scared of Demi. I just chose to block her. That's literally it.
Yeah.
If she wants to go on a complete fucking shit show of a tirade about me, that's fine. I'm just not going to pay attention to it. That's me ignoring negativity. Again, so just because I'm not interacting with her, that doesn't mean I'm scared of her or whatever. Honestly, I have nothing to be scared of. She's Demi,
Yeah.
for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I just that that rant of hers, regardless of who it was about, that video. Oh my god.
Yeah,
80 something minutes, almost 90 minutes.
that's a that's a film right there. That is a film. That is
Yep,
a film.
that is. About the 18-minute 30-second mark, she starts sharing and reading your screenshots of your guys' conversation. Now, we all know that there's no laws, there's no rules that say you can't share them. However, there is a common courtesy. There is a what I would believe to be an ethical responsibility not to share those types of things
Hmm.
with people. And I was just curious what your thoughts are on her sharing those uh, uh, screenshots because she had them up on the screen as well as she read them out. So,
I don't know which screenshots you're referring to. Are you referring to
do
what they
the
were on Twitter
conversations about
or on
the
Skype?
yeah, the ones on Skype, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what her opinions are on it. I don't know what she said on it because I didn't watch the video. But I'll tell you what my opinions are. Do you mind if I screen share?
Go right ahead. And I should have had that over anyways. So let me.
All right. Let me go ahead and do this.
And I've got you pinned. So all you have to do is hit the share.
Okay, because if I imagine Demi's not giving the charity that I think she's not going to give, she kind of cuts some stuff out. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not dishonest. So let's see. And present entire screen. There we go. All right, can you see my screen?
It's coming up right now. It should be. Oh, and of course I have to unpin that and pin the other one. That's right.
Are you seeing my screen?
We'll be in a second here. There we
Okay.
go.
So
All
you're
right.
seeing.
Yep, we're seeing it.
All right, perfect. So here's something that I want to point out to you, and we'll go ahead and read these step by step. Thank you, Reds. I appreciate the clarification. Sorry if I reacted over the top or too sensitively. That's just how I felt and was trying to be clear. So I do appreciate you respecting that purple heart. We will talk soon if you want to. It's getting late here, but tomorrow maybe? Of course, Red Heart. Now, this was months ago, okay?
Yep.
This was months ago. And the reason why I showed this screenshot right here and the reason why I chopped it right here is I want people to know how we were when we left off, how we were the last time we spoke. And everything was cool. Everything was great. I mean, I don't think I'm going fucking crazy here when I say we were cool. There was no animosity. There was nothing like that between us. So moving on from there, she messages me on December 20th, 2019. And I can tell you exactly when it happened because I was staring at a fucking rocket at the time, Boeing Starliner. And she said, "You did absolutely garbage in that stream, and I'm going to include parts of it in my response. And I think I maybe have missed a lot in my original video with you that needs updating. So I hope you have receipts. Scummy behavior." It's like, thanks, Demi. Nice to see you too. It's been a long time no chat. What's
Yeah.
up, homie? No, no, she just fucking comes at me sideways for no reason. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, I've had a few conversations start that way too.
It's like, okay, so we keep in mind, we left off being cool, like, hey, I appreciate the clarification and stuff like that. Thank you for respecting me and what I was trying to do and blah, blah, blah. So there was respect there. There was good, genuine respect there. And I like that. And if you treat me with respect, I'll talk to you. But if you act like a bitch, I'm not going to talk to you. So that's where she comes in. You did an absolute garbage job in that stream, scummy behavior and whatever. So, kind of being taken aback by this, I replied with, no idea what you're referring to. And then she goes, if you're meaning the stream, I'm pretty sure you do. Unirock, if you need your memory jogging. I think she means jogged, but whatever.
Yeah.
If you mean the extra receipts I want, I will message you soon with what I would like if you would like to provide them so you can see why or so you can see what I consider scummy behavior in my vid. So basically she's going to ask me for receipts, but before I even give them to her, she's saying I'm going to explain why the receipts that you would give me characterize you as a scumbag or whatever. So I'm like, okay, but let's start with Unirock. So I go, what about him?
Yeah.
What about Unirock? What about Unirock? So that leads us to the next clip. So let me make this. So I say, what about him?
Yep.
What are you even asking? He exists as a person that you streamed with. I express strong disapproval. I don't know what other clarification you need. I was like, okay, fine. But I'm still asking, what about Unirock? I mean, did Unirock come to you bitching and moaning and crying? Like, give me some details as to how I did such a piss poor job because I was asking questions and I think I only called out Unirock once in that entire hangout where I said, okay, you're bullshitting me because you're not giving me a satisfactory answer or a complete answer.
Yeah.
So, okay. But I tried to say, you know what? Maybe wires are being crossed. I try to say that to myself and giving people the benefit of the doubt, even though at this point she really didn't fucking deserve it. So I said, I'm currently in Cape Canaveral staring at a rocket with a few moments to spare. At that time, all of my equipment had already been set up. Now it was just a waiting game.
Yep.
Why don't you just give me a call so we can ask each other clarifying questions? Now, Jay,
Seems
would
pretty reasonable.
I mean that's what I thought. I thought that was pretty reasonable. Like, hey, you're free because you're messaging me like a fucking madman. Um, I'm free with a few moments to spare before this fucking candle gets lit. Let's go ahead and talk and see what's up. So she responds with "Ha." Weird way to start that sentence. No, I'm good. I don't actually need to speak about anything right now, but I'll get back to you with info I would like. Enjoy the rocket show. And I was like, that's very weird. So then I just ask her a point blank question. I would like to know why you're being so rude to me. I did absolutely nothing to you and do my best to treat you with the highest levels of respect. So that's a genuine question. I'm not treating her like an asshole. She's coming at me fucking sideways, and I'm like, what the fuck? So fucking talk to me, use words, English, motherfucker. Do you speak it? Kind of thing. But that leads us to the final thing. She goes in response to that, hey, Reds, nice to meet you. I'm a rude bitch. How are you?
Now,
And I was like,
can I
yep,
interject here really
I'm
quick?
sure thing.
The, the way she presented this in her video was that this is how she would react to just about anybody. That kind of, I think she was trying to play it off as she was trying to be sarcastic. So, benefit
Okay.
of the doubt, maybe, but I'm going to let you continue on. I just, again, want to give, charity where I can.
Interesting way of looking at. Oh, that's how I always am. That points to a bigger issue, Demi. Just pointing it out there. I recommend therapy. Anyway, hey Reds, nice to meet you. I'm a rude bitch. How are you? I was like, yep, I know exactly where this is going. So I say, I guess that answers my question. I will enjoy the rocket show as you suggested. Great guess, gold star, enjoy. That kind
Yeah.
of thing. And then she responds with, Fiona is claiming yourself and slash or Cheshire have been making false allegations of Fiona Robertson, there's only one B in there, but whatever, sexually harassing you. Do you support or deny these claims? Since she came at me sideways, and since I know exactly what narrative she was trying to go down, it didn't matter what I told her at that point. She was going to go off the deep end. She was heading there. Titanic was sinking. There was no saving it. So at this point, I made a choice of it's probably easier to correct her mistakes than it is to have a debate about her before the video is even produced. So I said, I'm actually curious to see what kind of narrative would be built if I don't answer that question. So have fun with that. And then I blocked her right there.
By the way, that ding that just went off, thank you, Anti Ordinary, for subscribing to my channel. While I don't
Mm-hmm.
mean any actual malice here, I'm offering Reds a platform to counter you. I do want to say, as a fellow creator, and I'm new at it myself, try to pare it down. Try. Somebody mentioned scripting in your video in your chat. Please try that. It was hard for me to follow along. That's all I'm saying. So, um, anyways, kind of sorry about that, Reds. Just wanted to
No,
acknowledge her and
no, but
come
that
in.
that was the reason why I had blocked her because you're coming at me sideways when I've done nothing but treat you with respect the entire time. If she wants to act like the baddest bitch on the fucking internet, that's fine, absolutely. I don't have to fucking flaunt myself in that way. I find that to be absolutely fucking pathetic, to be completely honest with you. So
Yeah.
yeah, she can pretend to be a bad bitch, but you're not going to be a bad bitch to me and expect to get answers from me. She came to me. She was asking me for information.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask me for my information, you're going to treat me with some fucking respect in order to get that information. She decided to come at me sideways when I've done nothing to her, being as respectful as I can be to her, and I show you how we left off the conversation. It was perfectly fine, hearts all around. But then all of a sudden she wants to act like the baddest bitch on the internet, and by all means, go right ahead. But you're impressing nobody. In fact, it's actually pretty fucking pathetic.
So yeah, I hear you on that one. It's one of those things. I if I were in the chat, if I were roles reversed with you, Reds here, if somebody came at me sideways the way she did, I would also have misgivings about discussing something as a sensitive topic as that. So,
Mhm.
and I
Absolutely.
would hope that Demi would have the same you know red flag trigger in her head as well. If you were to come at her sideways, if the roles were reversed between the two of you.
Yeah.
So
The just to if I can please do this one more time, I'm going to present the screen again.
yeah,
So,
go right ahead.
okay.
I might have to go in there. It goes. Hey.
All right. Just so people understand this one more time, I chopped the screenshots here to show you how we left off. Okay. So, here we see. Thank you, Reds. I appreciate the clarification. Sorry if I reacted over the top or too sensitively. That was just how I felt and was trying to be clear, so I do appreciate you respecting that Purple Heart. We will talk soon if you still want to. It's getting late here, but tomorrow maybe? Of course, Heart. We left off on a good note. I want to make it very clear. I'm not the one that came at her sideways. I'm not the one who decided to stir the pot or start shit or anything like that. She came at me sideways. If she wanted to ask me questions, I would be more than happy to talk to her and answer whatever questions that she may have. But unfortunately, she came at me sideways, and I was like, look, no, I'm not going to play this fucking game. Come at me with respect, with as much respect as I've shown you, and then we'll talk. But if you're going to, come at me sideways like this, absolutely not. No time for it.
Yep. So at the about the 22-minute 40-second mark, um, when she was talking about the end there, the end of your guys' chat on wow chat on Skype there, I made a note that she didn't clearly understand why you made your response to her about the Fiona sexual assault accusation is the best way I could word it. And you've actually just explained it because that was my follow up question: is would you like to explain it? You've already done that. Um,
Okay. Is there anything that needs further clarification on that though?
not
At
as
least.
far as I can tell at this point because it's one of those she's she's planning a part two from what I can tell based upon the way she's titled um her stream or her premiere. I'd much rather wait till I hear what she has to say on that before I go any further into questioning it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I followed you, Steve, Chesh, enough to know most of the situation from your guys' side of the story. Um, so I'm not too worried about it, and I'd be more than happy to point people in the right direction off air. If people come to me on Twitter or Discord or whatever. Um,
That's fair.
my second to last question that I have is about the 2655 mark. Um, she's concerned about you guys talking to Nick in the background. And so were you talking to Nick in the background about your conversation with Demi? And to your knowledge,
Actually,
was Steve talking to him about it? And I will ask
actually,
Steve as well.
actually, you're gonna find this hilarious. The reason why Nick was talking to me was because Nick contacted me because Demi was trying to get around the block I had put on her that day. Demi got in contact with Nick regarding yet another drama filled dumpster fire because she was having upload fever or whatever the case may be. And she was trying to get Nick to pass along a message to me to get around my block. And I told Nick, you told her that I wasn't gonna fucking hear from her, right? And Nick said, I ain't doing this shit. And then he asked, well, what was up? And I gave him just the TLDR, but then we started talking about unrelated issues.
Okay.
So that's how that happened. See, the reason why Nick originally got in contact with me is because Demi wanted Nick to get in contact with me.
Demi's asking, what about the C word context?
That is the context. That's the reason why Nick got in contact with me.
Yeah,
Somewhat slow.
just forwarding it on. So, and
Okay.
then the last question I have, sorry if that was a little loud, everybody. I did project in the mic a bit hard there. Is asking for a creator to wait a bad thing? Demi seems to not understand why Nick may have wanted to wait at the moment, and that's kind of more of a that was the last relevant thing I could think of to ask you is as a content creator, if you were working with somebody, would if they asked you to wait to release something or if they were asking you to put out a video before they do, you would question it, but would you have a problem with waiting if they asked you to?
Oh, no. It doesn't matter if it's waiting or just completely aborting the project altogether. If there is a slight hint of discomfort, I would prefer not to be the person making them uncomfortable. So if let's say person X says, hey, I understand that we worked really hard on this, like let's say we put days, maybe even weeks into this project, and then at the last second, hey, kind of feel off about this, can we not? I would be, well, that's a lot of work that has just gone to waste, but absolutely, I would honor their wish. So yeah, waiting is perfectly fine,
Yeah.
or just doing it all together.
Now, when I postulated this question, Demi was going into her part about Nick, and that was the bulk of the video. And if Nick wants to come on and talk to me at some point about it, or if Demi would like to talk to me about it as well, I'm
I
more
would,
than willing to talk about that type of stuff.
yeah,
Um,
I would reach out to Nick.
yeah, and it's it's only fair that we allow every side of the story to come out before we judge anything, and that's I'm just gonna go on a little soapbox here for myself really quick. Um, when I started out with the Dead Canadian Space stuff, I was trying to be as unbiased as possible, and I was even trying to in my second part be as unbiased as possible. The problem is that when you're getting brushed off by people when you're trying to gather information, it makes you not want to trust them. It makes you not want to work with them to be able to do the most in depth that you can.
Hmm.
Now, I don't know Nick's side of the story there, so from what the way she presented it, is it did make Nick sound kind of scummy in some sense of it. But Demi, I would like to have a chance to talk to Nick about this and then bring you on to have your side of the story as well. Um,
Absolutely.
and Steve, as always, he knows he's welcome onto my streams as well. And Unirock, if he wants to talk to me about things too, and I know what he's gonna say, so I'm not
Hmm.
worrying about that. But is there anything else you would like to say before we end the stream or anything? Because, like I said, this was supposed to be for me to help you get your side of the story out on it. And since we only have one part of it, we only have part one of her videos. You're more than welcome to come back on for part two as well. So
Well, I just want people to understand something is that one person out there said that that Demi might be going through some stuff. I don't know if that's true or not. She's like projecting a lot. In that case, I'm just gonna tell people to just go easy on her. Again, I'm
Hmm.
not gonna yell at her or belittle her or anything like that. It's it's a tough thing. It
It is.
is. It is a tough thing. You know, you want to respond with vitriol and anger and stuff like that, but I just have a request for everyone here, and that is calm the fuck down. Everyone, just calm the fuck down. And look, it's out there in the open, but I will go ahead and address a really big thing, um, and go from there.
Yeah.
So it's
And
it. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say just really quick because will probably be brought up later when I talk to Steve or anything. But I'd like your opinion on doxing and what your thoughts are on that.
It's absolutely scummy and reprehensible, and I do not support anyone who doxes anyone. If it doesn't matter if you're, um, a big YouTuber, a small YouTuber, whether you think you're relevant or not, doxing is reprehensible. I don't care if you think that no one's going to see it anyway, so it doesn't matter, or
Hmm.
whatever excuse you want to tack onto it. Doxing is scummy.
So
I do not support doxing. I think it's reprehensible. I think it's immoral. Even if their docs are already out there, you should give them the respect, even if you don't like them, of not spreading their docs, even if it's already known.
yeah.
So don't go around doxing people. Again, the person who you might want to dox might be an absolute scumbag, might be a reprehensible individual that you want to have nothing to do with, whatever the case may be. Don't go so low as to dox that person. Please, just fucking don't. Doxing is a shit thing to do. It was a shit thing yesterday. It's a shit thing today, and it'll be a shit thing tomorrow and forever on into the future.
Yep. So the reason why I brought that up is because of the accusations being made by Uni about AT2 and the people that were on that stream with Elusive Man. Um,
Mhm.
if if you found out that AT2 or anybody else doxed them, you would be one of the first people to call them out.
Absolutely. In fact, I went ahead and questioned 82 about that recently. So I'm going to read this verbatim. And of course, I have 82's blessing. Um, so I said to him, let me get the messages up. Okay. Where is it? All right, I have it right here. I said, did you say you were going to dox Uni or was that a fake account? He responds with, fake account. I was asleep at the time. I go, noted. And he says, the only thing I ever said on that chat of his, Rockalot, was hello message to you that got me banned immediately. And that was my correspondence with AT2 Productions.
Mm-hmm.
But hypothetically speaking, if AT2 Productions was the one doxing anybody, then yeah, I would fucking crucify him for that. There's no room for doxing, at least on my side of the internet. I do not tolerate that shit. I don't I don't like doxing. I think it's reprehensible. Even if their name is already out there, even if it's the most widely known fact in the fucking universe, I don't care. Don't fucking dox people.
Mm-hmm. No ugly German truth. I don't know. Well, maybe Kyle's lawyer did mean that.
Mm, well,
So, with that, thank you for coming on, Reds.
yep, not a problem. Do you want me to address the one last thing?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. The question is is out there, okay? Because Demi decided to, you know, blow this up or something like that. But I just find it weird. This is just weird behavior because Demi, within the course of 24 hours, got in contact with 4 different people regarding 3 different drama-filled dumpster fires and said for each one that she was going to make a video about it. It seems to me that Demi, at this particular moment in time, just appears to be desperate for something to upload. And this is actually a thing called upload fever. Um, Basically, we're at a point of, well, fuck quality, here's quantity. Let's see if that works out. But since the question is out there in the internet ether, I'm going to go ahead and explain the Fiona situation because I'm done dealing with this shit. I am not going to label what Fiona did as assault. I won't. I have no intentions of going to the police or the law. It's in the past. I'm not going to do anything about it. You all can come to your own conclusions on that. Instead, I'm going to use 4 different words to describe it: fucking uncomfortable and fucking hypocritical. Now, why do I say uncomfortable? Because I didn't ask for, nor was I expecting what happened to occur. I'm a very tall person, around 6'5", maybe 6'6".
Mm-hmm.
Fiona, on the other hand, is very short, maybe just hitting 5 feet, somewhere around there. I don't know, but she's like really, really short. Why is this important? Because when Fiona first met me, she met me in New York City at JFK International Airport. She wanted to kiss me. Now, when I say kiss me, what I really mean is she wanted to lay into my face.
Mm-hmm.
But how can that happen if she can't even reach me? She's less than 5 feet. I'm 6'6".
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what she did. If I remember correctly, she either grabbed my collar or the back of my head or something like that. She yanked me down to her level, and without saying a fucking thing, she proceeded to lay into my face and hold it there for a few seconds. Wasn't really expecting that. She said, "I'm going to kiss you," but I thought she meant like on the cheek
Mm-hmm.
or, something like that. The mwah, mwah people do when they're just greeting. But no, this was like full blown into my face kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, was totally not expecting that. Here's a woman who is 3 times my senior thinking it's perfectly okay to engage in that type of behavior. It was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable. If I could go back in time and relive that moment, I would speak up. I would say, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" But I didn't want to make this gathering a total buzzkill right out the gate. And besides, sarcasm here, men can't be uncomfortable in situations like that. So I decided not to say anything.
Well, technically in the UK, you you and I could not legally be raped, so by women, so
Neat. But that's what happened.
yeah.
I didn't I didn't speak up about it because I was like, well, that happened. Very uncomfortable about this situation, but I'm going to pretend like it didn't happen and that kind of thing. So, and yes, I'm talking lip to lip contact. Let's just say I had her drool on the corner of my lip, which was very weird. But now, why do I say hypocritical? Because if you've been following Steve McRae for a while, you will have heard that there has been a few accusations that Steve has been engaged in some sexual harassment of a few people. And one of the names that has come up has been Fiona Robertson. Fiona seems to be of the opinion that online banter of the, I don't know, dirty variety, I guess, is totally not okay. Um, I think it was Katie Joy who brought her up as one of the people that Steve McRae supposedly sexually harassed, and that it's totally not okay because online banter and stuff. So, online banter of the dirty variety is totally not okay. In fact, some other people who were batting for Fiona decided to go even further and speak for Cheshire, for Manya, for Sweet Heathen. And they recently had a hangout where all 4 of these girls were in a hangout saying, "Stop fucking speaking for us. You do not speak for us. You do not get to dictate what our opinions are on this. We told Steve McRae that this type of banter is perfectly okay. It's done with our permission. Fuck off." So they've made it really fucking clear that they don't feel that way and would actually appreciate it if people stop trying to speak for them and let them enjoy the banter. Fiona seems to think that Steve's internet behavior is unacceptable. yet will engage in unwanted and, dare I say, forceful contact like that in real fucking life. They have no moral high ground to stand on. And I hold on to that. So I consider it extremely hypocritical that they want to go ahead and demonize Steve McRae for having online banter with people who, by the way, he asked their permission for first, while at the same time thinking it's okay to engage in this type of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, Fiona and her clique have two choices. They can either say that everything I said is bullshit and just be dismissive as fuck about it, and thus labeling themselves rape apologists by their own standards, or they can acknowledge their hypocrisy and maybe grow a little bit and become a better person. I don't know which way they're going to go. I really don't. And no, I don't feel as though this issue is serious enough to go to the fucking police. By the way, this was years ago. She's in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Florida. Nothing's going to happen with that. It was just uncomfortable. That's the only thing I'm calling it. Do I think that Fiona was being um, malicious with that action? No, she was just happy to see me. I understand this. I
There was.
understand that it meant no harm by it. And I do not demonize her for that. However, I still say that it was uncomfortable. It freaked me the fuck out. And now I'm saying it's hypocritical because you're demonizing Steve McRae for having online banter with people who are fucking okay with it, but yet you're engaging in this type of behavior in real life with people who you are legit making uncomfortable. So, tis what it is, I guess.
Yep. Well, like I said, anytime you want to come on, you have an open invite. You know,
Cool.
I'm
Yep.
pretty lax about who I let on, but I am careful. That's why I use meats and not other things that are a little bit more less controlling. So, yeah, Keon, I will deal with your request at a later time. Right now, I have other things to deal with that I'm working on. So,
Mm-hmm. Just can I end this on a on one thing that I want to make clear?
sure.
I am going to try and move from drama to what I like doing, rockets. It's a hobby of mine, and that's what I want to do. So my content is going to be primarily space related, rockets, that kind of shit. If you guys would like to watch what I have coming up next on Saturday, in-flight abort test, SpaceX Crew Dragon, it's going to be amazing, and I hope to see you all there. Thanks
Yeah,
for letting me do a shameless plug.
not a problem, and I will link that into my description as well. So, all right. With that, everybody, thank you for watching, and as always, go out and have fun.